Now here the processing statements are of special interest because they help in defining the flow of the program, which means there are certain types of statements that help define the order in which other statements must be executed. These are called flow control statements or blocks. There are many processing statements or constructs, but these are the most basic ones. Iterations. Iterations are statements that help in repeating a certain set of statements multiple times. Conditional statements. Now, conditional statements help the system in decision making, like if the marks of a student are more than X, then the student qualifies, otherwise not. And operators and expressions help us in executing certain operations. We will see that in detail in a while. Let's have a detailed look at each one. Iterations help in repeating a piece of code multiple times. Let's take an example. Let's say a company wants to compute the salary of all its employees. So the software development team writes a code to compute the salary of an employee. But hold on, it's not one, but 2,000 employees in the company. Do you think the engineers need to write this code 2,000 times in order to compute the salary of all the employees? No. They need to find a way to repeat the same piece of code for each employee. And the statements that make it possible are called iterations. There are several ways of achieving iterations. We will see that in upcoming lectures. So the conditional statement help in decision making. Say for example, if an employee has less than 2 leaves, he is entitled to a monthly bonus of $100. But if the employee takes more than 2 leaves, then he is liable for a deduction. And accordingly, this salary slip will be generated. So the system evaluates a condition to decide which path to follow. And the last part of processing statements is the use of operators and expressions. Sometimes we need to evaluate different type of expressions to solve our business problem. Say for example, in order to build a basic calculator tool where user can add, subtract, multiply and do various operations at a click of a button, then we definitely need arithmetic expressions. And for that, we need arithmetic operators that include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the modulo operator that helps in obtaining the remainder when we divide the two numbers. Then we have the assignment operator that provides a value to a variable. In Java, we have simple assignment operator as we just discussed, and we also have compound assignment operators that perform an arithmetic operation right before assigning the value to a variable, like adding a number just before assignment, or multiplying a number just before assignment, or dividing or evaluating a modulo just before assignment. We will look at compound assignment operators later in coding sessions. Then we have logical operators that are needed for evaluating logical expressions that result in either a true or a false. For example, you are an Indian and 18-year-old, then you can vote. And several expressions like this. We will look at logical operators also in our coding sessions. Then we have relational operators. Relational operators are used to make comparisons if a value is equal to another or greater than another or less than another. Then we have bitwise operators. Now the bitwise operators process data at bit level. So in order to explain bitwise operators, I will have to tell you about how data is stored in a computer's memory and what is a bit, etc. Therefore, let's hold it for now till we discuss this in later chapters. But you don't have to worry now, as we will be covering each of the operators in detail in our coding sessions.